Okay, let's try for a third time to record this little video. Today is the 20th of November 2009, and I've just driven away from a little school that I went to visit in a tiny little settlement outside of Durbanville in Cape Town. The school is in a community called Kliphevel, and it serves about 200 children from an informal settlement. This is an area where people have moved and live in informal dwellings, and this little school serves children. It was started by a guy who attended a conference that I myself had attended some years ago by a guy called Ed Silvoso, a Harvest Evangelism conference, and he was challenged by a statement that Ed Silvoso made. Ed said this, and I remember it so well. I've used this quote a couple of times. Ed always challenges people by saying, preaching the good news of Jesus without love is like giving someone a good kiss when you have bad breath. All the recipient remembers is your bad breath. And Ed often challenges those who listen to him to say that the most effective way to bring the good news to bear on the world is tangibly, to do physical acts of love that make the good news visible, tangible, and experienceable. There's no such word, but allow the good news to be experienced by others. In other words, to allow the poor to be glad. And let me say that what I experienced today truly was an experience just like that. A group of young children who come from fairly desperate situations. We just heard yesterday that 32% of all children in South Africa have lost one parent to HIV/AIDS, and certainly this community that I visited today is subject to those issues of HIV/AIDS and poverty. And here was a guy, a quantity surveyor who worked for a company in Cape Town, who decided that he wanted to be good news to the poor, and so he went about looking what the greatest need was in his area, and he found this community and was really prompted by God to begin to transform society from the littlest ones upward, to give them the very best. And this is called a school for excellence. In fact, the facilities that are there are probably, certainly if not on par, they're better than the facilities that my daughter has in her upmarket government school where I live in Somerset West. And you know, that blessed my heart, that here was a person who wanted to provide the very best for children because God loves them and they deserve the best. Now, here's what I want to challenge you with today. I want to challenge you by saying, where is there in your sphere of influence, in your context, whether it's in your home or your business life or your community, where you could be good news to someone who is poor? Now, poverty is not only something that's physical. There are many people around us who are spiritually impoverished. Some are emotionally impoverished. And of course, there are those who have physical needs. What is there that you could do tangibly to be used by God to be good news to the poor? You know, I just wish we could find more people like Skalkberger who were willing to do something great, something courageous, something sacrificial, something costly in order to be good news to the poor. And I want to challenge you today to look out for what it is that God may be calling you to get involved in and do for the sake of His kingdom and for the transformation of the world. Well, friends, you've been listening to Dr. Dion Forster, and thanks for watching this little video. You can find out a little bit more by going to my website, www.spirituality.org.za. Remember the ZA at the end. And if you go about halfway down the page, you can subscribe to my Twitter feed @DigitalDion, or you can visit my blog, which is updated quite regularly. And I'd love to hear from you and see what you're doing in order to be good news to the poor. And let me say, if you want to get involved in the little school that I visited today, no matter where you are in the world, won't you contact me? Send me an email at digitaldion@gmail.com, and I would love to connect you with this community where these 200 little kids' lives are being transformed. They're being fed, they're being nourished physically with food, they're being educated, they're being loved, and their community is being transformed. I want to challenge you, get involved by being good news to the poor. God bless you, and remember that your work can be worship. Goodbye.